Kiera Planga Gasela. Hello. How you doing? So I'm just waiting for maybe have a couple of people or so. Because today I want to talk about you know how we can help victims instead of being judgmental, being negative towards victims, blaming them, talking to them like they are stupid, like they are brainless, which is not fair because unless if you've been a victim yourself, then you will understand. So this is why it's very important from a domestic violence survivor's point. People don't realize what it is like being a victim, and it's not easy to just leave. Like they say, why can't you just leave? So I actually want to read this. Kiera, I'm just going to go ahead and start. I want to read this. I got it from another group. So this is someone who is in an abusive relationship. This person is crying for help. She says, I don't know where to start. I am heartbroken. I've been married for 19 years. And all these years, he never treats me like a wife or his wife. He treats me like shit. I'm not happy, nor are my children. He shouts at us about anything and everything. He controls everything. I was about to divorce him last year, but then decided not to. He is very rude with us. I was about to kill myself. I'm tired of living like this. Every time he wants to throw my kids out. In 26, I had a stroke, and in 2017, I had a heart attack on the 20th of November. I had heart surgery, but he is still rude. I pray every day. Sometimes I cry myself to sleep. I don't know what to do anymore. Any advice, please? So then I only picked three response from three different women. These are women, by the way. And the first one says, the fact that you want to kill yourself and leave your children because of him shows that you love him and you don't care about your children. Seriously? Why would you say that to someone? You're saying this woman does not care for her children. That's hurtful. Okay. Then another one said, I become even angry with such nonsense stories. What advice does she really want from people? Because we will tell her to leave, which is exactly what she doesn't want to do. So again, that's a hateful comment. Because, like I said, you can't just leave. There's more to it than just leaving. Another one said, so what do you want us to tell you since you don't want to leave that marriage? Are you tied with ropes and chains there? No one will take you out of that jail except yourself. Or please just continue staying there until death do you part. Just imagine you are looking for help. You're crying for help, right? And this is what you get. This is not right. This is not cool. Because as a domestic violence survivor myself, living is hard. I'll tell you from my experience. I didn't live when he started beating me up because I was scared that if I leave, I'll probably never see my son again. 2, I was scared what people were going to say, especially my stepmother and my friends and everybody else. I thought they will say that I'm a failure, I'm a loser, and I didn't want, just knowing that people would think of me like that. I did not want that. 3, I didn't have a job. I was thinking, where would I start from? Where am I going to start from? Obviously, I could have gone back to my parents' house. And initially, I was so glad to get out of there because, I had a stepmother there, and the situation was not pleasant. And the idea of going back to my dad's house, to live again with my stepmother, it was not pleasant idea. So that's another reason that made me stay. And another reason, I thought, you'll come and find me. You'll probably kill me or something. That's another reason. So those are just my reasons. But a lot of people have different reasons. But I think the most common one, if you cannot look after yourself, and if you have children, you might worry that you'll never see your kids again, or even getting killed, right? So when we respond to victims, especially this lady who is clearly desperate, she doesn't know what to do. I know we're thinking, oh, she should know what to do. She should leave, right? That's what everybody thinks. Oh, just leave, just leave. It's not that easy, ladies. So we need to be thoughtful with our comments when someone is crying for help. And she's talking about killing herself. She's had a heart attack. She's had a stroke. I know you would think that those are good reasons for her to leave, but then again, it's not that easy. So the best way for you to help your friend is to be emotionally accessible and be available to your friend, and to let your friend know that, whatever they decide, you support them. Because what you need to do is to give them options, right? But don't push on any one of the options, like an option like, oh, do this, do that. You just give them options, and it's up for them to decide what they want to do. And just let them know that, whatever you decide, whatever you choose to do, I will support you. Hi, Valerie. How are you doing? You just joined us. I was just reading this. Maybe I'll read it again so you understand where I'm coming from. I was just reading this about a lady on one of the groups. This lady, she said, I don't know where to start. I'm heartbroken. I've been married for 19 years, and all these years, he never treats me like his wife, or he treats me like shit. I think because I just printed it from there. He treats me like shit. I am not happy, nor are my children. He shouts at us about anything. He controls everything. I was about to divorce him last year, but then decided not to. He is very rude with us. I was about to kill myself. I'm tired of living like this. Every time he wants to throw my kids out. In 2016, I had a stroke, and in 2017, I had a heart attack on the 20th of November. I had heart surgery, but he is still rude. I pray every day. Sometimes I cry myself to sleep. I don't know what to do anymore. Please advise. And then we get sisters who comment on these comments saying, let me just read the comments again. So another sister commented, this woman is crying for help, right? She wants advice. What can I do? I don't know what to do. I'm desperate. And this person comes and says, the fact that you want to kill yourself and leave your children because of him shows that you love him and you don't care about your children. I was like, whoa. I mean, how can you judge someone that because they want to kill themselves, it means they don't care about their children? Then another one says, I became even angry with such nonsense stories. What advice does she really want from people? Because we tell her to leave, which is exactly what she doesn't want to do. Then another one says, so what do you want us to tell you since you don't want to leave that marriage? Are you tied with ropes and chains there? No one will take you out of that jail. except yourself, or please just continue staying there until death do you part. So that's why I said, you know what, I need to talk about this, because this is out of order. We really need to be very conscious about the way we comment on people who are desperate like this. We just need to help them understand that the behaviors that she's experiencing from her partner is not her fault, because it's very important to let a victim know that it's not their fault. Because narcissistic behavior, they turn around things to make you feel that you are in the wrong, like it's your fault. So the first thing we need to do is assure your friend, whether it's your friend, neighbor, co-worker, your relative, whoever, whether it's commenting on social media, we need to let these people know that it's not their fault that their abusers are behaving this way towards them. That's the first thing, so that they stop blaming themselves. Then the next thing, what we need to do, we need to give them options. But don't push any one of them in particular. Like, you need to do this, this is what you need to do. No, just be emotionally, accessible and available, for your friend, and just let them know that, you know what, these are the options. What do you think? Have you heard of this place? There's a shelter place here. There's this, there's that. This is what you can do. Then just let them decide. Hi, precious. Let them decide what they want to do. Because, when it comes to domestic violence, this abuse, one has to be ready. I remember my sister used to get frustrated with me, even though I was trying to cover up and lying that, like, she would notice that I had a black eye, and I would lie that I fell down the stairs, or we went out last night and I fell. I'm not used to drinking alcohol, so I did drink some wine and I fell. Or sometimes I would say, oh, my son was playing with a toy and he hit me with a toy in the eye. That's why my eye is black, red, whatever color it will be by that time. Because sometimes she would see me maybe 5 days after. Like when the black eye is clearing, but you can tell that something went down. So she would say, hey, what's up with your eye? And I'll be like, oh yeah, it's nothing. The baby hit me with a toy in the eye. Because I never used to tell anyone. I only told them I did tell them about all the beatings after. But I used to just lie, because what I thought I was protecting my marriage. Fighting for my marriage. That's what I thought. I thought I was protecting my marriage. I was protecting myself. What I didn't know was that I was actually giving my abuser leverage. Leverage to continue abusing me. Because out there, he was the perfect guy. He was the loving uncle, brother, good mkwasha. He was very friendly, very bubbly, which are the qualities that made me attracted to him. Friendly, bubbly, lovely, charming, So, yeah, in the eyes of the public, that's who he was. But behind the doors, when we were just me and him, behind the doors, he was nasty. Very, very nasty. From treating me like a piece of shit, like this woman is saying in this post, that he treats me like shit. Like you're nothing. Literally like shit, like nothing, garbage. Like the way, you can't say anything, whatever you say, they'll use your reactions to whatever you do to them. I mean, if they do something to you, right, obviously you're going to react because you're a human being. Then they'll use those reactions against you to make you look crazy. Because if you come to me and you say, you're so lucky to have me as your husband. Look at you. Look at how fair you are. You need to stop eating. Hey, you're going to eat all that? Comments like that. I'm going to react because I'm a human being. I'm going to say, well, I wouldn't say F you. Now I can say it, but back then I couldn't say it because that would be a big beating. But, I would say something, then they'll turn it around, then say, oh, I was actually trying to help her to lose weight. And this is what she said to me. So that whoever they are telling will think, oh, he's doing a good thing. He's trying to, he's encouraging you to lose weight so you are healthy, so you can live longer. So they turn around your reactions, but they don't tell the whole story. Like, well, I called her this and that and that. That's why she reacted this way. Because, it depends on how you speak to people, the words, your choice of words. If you say to me nicely, darling, I think you should be eating more vegetables because there's less calories. Da, 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 da. But if you say, hey, look at you, fatty boom boom, look at it. Look, you're going to eat all that? Oh my God. Something like that. I'm going to react. I'll probably eat even more because you say that. Right? Then you want to use that till you tell people that every time I'm trying to help her to lose weight, this is what she turns around and do this and that. You're not telling people the whole story. This is what narcissistic behavior is all about. They want you to believe that you're crazy. That sometimes you end up believing. Like me, let me give you a good example. We went, he forced me to go to a Christmas party. Hi, John. He forced me to go with him to his work Christmas party. I didn't want to go because I knew that being in public places with him was a recipe for disaster. But then if I had refused to go, I would be beaten up. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go. So we went. We sat at a table of 8. I remember there was 2 couples there. Then there was a few guys. 2 guys. Yeah, table of 8, 2 couples. That's for us, a couple of 6. Then there was 2 guys who were, I guess, single. They didn't have anyone, but they were his co-workers. But they came on their own. So while we were sitting at this table, another guy says to me, oh, this is so-and-so's wife, blah, 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 blah. Talking to the other guy. And the other guy says, oh, yeah, you just had a baby, right? How old is your baby now? He's talking to me. Abuser is there, sitting there. But they're looking at me, talking to me. And I told them how old my baby was. And they said, oh, so who is looking after the baby while you are, here? And I responded. I said, my cousin. Just talking to those 2 guys that were sitting at our table infuriated my abuser. The next thing he said, come on, follow me outside. And I knew it. You know your person. I was like, dang, what have I done now? Anyway, we went outside. He lit a cigarette. He used to smoke. I don't know if he's still smoking. He lit a cigarette. And he said, why were you talking to my co-workers? And I was thinking, oh my God, what should I say? Because I was walking on eggshells. I was so scared. And I was thinking, oh my God, what should I say? I didn't even get a chance to say why I was talking to them. He just put out his cigarette on my cheek, like that. Because I could tell he was dying to beat me up, to give me a good hiding. Because that's what he used to do. Any little thing that upset him, yeah, that was his game. Beat you up. And then, guess what he did after that? Then he started running to the parking lot. I took my shoes off and I ran after him, but I couldn't catch up with him. He jumped into the car and drove off, and he left me there stranded. I was like, oh my goodness, now how am I getting home? It was like, we lived in Eastleigh. I don't know if you guys know Harare. Eastleigh, Masasa Park, that way. So the party was kind of where Jameson Hotel is. That's a little way away. It was like 211. at night. So what I did is I asked a couple that was sitting next to us. There's no way I could have asked the same guys, the two guys that were single. Definitely I was going to get killed when I got home. So lucky enough, they were like, oh, actually we live in Chitungwiza or somewhere like that. They said we actually go past, what did I say? Where did we live again? Oh my God, I can't believe I just. Anyway, wherever. They were going past where we lived. So they dropped me at home outside, by the gate. And they said, do you want us to wait, make sure, you're safe? I was like, no, I'm good. He was waiting for me, of course. As soon as he let me in because I didn't have keys. I knocked on the door. Bang, bang, bang. I knocked on the window first, our bedroom window. Then I walked around to the back and he opened the door. He opened the door and he dragged me. I had dreads. My dreads guy. He just grabbed my dreads and dragged me into the bedroom. Locked the bedroom door to make sure that the mukwasha we used to share with, the house didn't come to, to rescue me. So he locked the door. Dude, he banged my head, hit my head on the wall twice. And I passed out. That's all I remember. Then when I woke up, I don't know how long that was, how many hours I was passed out. Maybe minutes, I don't know. Anyway, when I woke up, all I remember is when I woke up, I couldn't open I think it was my right eye, because it was so swollen. When you're trying to open your eye and you can't, because it's so big. And I had blood on my chest from my lip that was busted. I don't know. He had this tactic. He should have been a boxer. Honestly, I don't know the way he punched my lip, or it's just my lips. I don't know. He always gave me a busted lip, like a bleed somewhere from my lip. I don't know how he did it, but he was so good at it. And guess what? I didn't tell anyone, of course. I didn't tell my sister or anybody. And the following day, he was telling me that if only you could do as you are told, follow instructions. You're not supposed to talk to men. You're married. You are now a married woman. You're not supposed to talk to men. I actually believed him. I was blaming myself. I was like, what? Why didn't I just ignore them? Maybe I could have just, as soon as they said, how old is your baby? Maybe I should have just said, oh, I gotta go to the restroom. You start going through all this thinking, oh, maybe that's what I should have done. So once you start thinking that way, it means you're blaming yourself now. You're actually agreeing with the abuser. That's why. He told me you are the one who is making me a monster. You see, because you don't listen. Just do as you're told. Don't talk to men. You're married. Don't talk to men. You're married. And I'm thinking, yeah, that makes sense. Why am I talking to men? See, now I got beaten up. I shouldn't be talking to men. Dang, why did I talk to them? I'd accepted that it was my fault. See, this is why it's so hard. Then you come to me and you tell me leave. Do you think I would listen to you? It won't make sense. Because if after, that's my mindset now. Now I'm thinking I am the one who is in the wrong. This guy is doing everything right. He wants us to have a good marriage, a good relationship. All I need to do is don't talk to men. Simple. Why do I talk to men? If I can only stop talking to them, we'll be happily ever after. Then my sister comes and say, you know what, you need to leave this guy. He's going to kill you. This is not love. He's abusing you. He's doing this. I'm like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. This guy loves me. He just doesn't want me to talk to other men. But I'm not listening. I'm not doing as I'm told. I am not following instructions. Did it all for. So I'll just brush it away. Like, no, sister, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to fight for my marriage. And I'm going to stop talking to men. I'm trying to make you get into a victim's mind. That was my thinking. And that's a lot of victims' thinking. Now you just got into a domestic violence victim's brain. This is how we think. It just doesn't start from that day. This was after many beatings when I started thinking like this. Like, wow. And you know what? I felt like apologizing. Like, I'm so sorry. I think I did apologize. That, sorry for, talking to these guys. I should know that. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Despite having a black eye, busted lip, blood everywhere, I was the one apologizing. You see, this is how the mind works. Your control freak, your narcissist, your abuser, they make you think like that. Just think of, I don't know if you guys know the story about JC Dugard. She was abducted when she was 11 years old. And she was raped and abused with, her kidnapper and wife. I think the wife knew about it. She was 11. And he started having sex with her, I guess soon after. This girl, do you know that when she was... I actually bought the book. I've read the book. I guess she was 15 or 14. She had a kid with this guy, right? And she used to go, hi Marjorie, how Chelsea, good on. Anyway, this girl, she used to go to Walmart. It's a public place with the wife and the abuser to do food shopping. But not even one day she said, excuse me, I'm JC Dugard. I was abducted. They are looking for me. My parents, excuse me, help. She could have said that. Imagine if she had said that in Walmart. I'm sure security would have been on the case. They will be calling police. They will be, arresting the guy. But she didn't do it. She was 31, or was it 28? I read the book a long time ago. She was, I think, in her 20s when she was finally found. And how she was found was something to do with birth certificates. I think she went to a hospital and somebody, I just figured out like, hold on a minute, something was strange. I think they just, the dynamics between, well, she now had kids, like, like 13, 14, like same ages when she was abducted. And somebody just figured out that they just, like when you say, I smell a rat. And then they went deeper and interviewed her. And finally she said, yes, I am the girl that made headlines in the whole of America. Abducted, I guess by then it was like some 20 years ago. So this is what happens. I can't remember. Is that called Stockholm Syndrome or something like that? You actually start believing in your victim. It's kind of different from being a domestic violence victim. This one was kidnapped and all that stuff. But, it's kind of similar because they play with your mind, these people. That's how they do it. They make you believe that you are the one doing wrong. So that's why JC didn't say anything. I mean, she could have said something the first day they took her out. That's what you think, right? Because we've never been in a situation. So we'll be thinking, why didn't she just scream? Like what? I just said it. Like, she could have just screamed in Walmart and whatever. But no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. You really need to understand. For you to be able to help someone in that situation, you need to understand their mindset and what's going on. Because, it's hard. Domestic violence is real. It's happening. I'm sure you guys, like I just told you my story, part of my story. And it could be your story too. Or somebody, your coworker, your sister, auntie, a friend, whatever. It could be their story too. Because this happens all the time. But it's so hard to know about it because most domestic violence victims, they don't want to be seen that way as a victim. That's another thing. That's a big thing, that one. They are in denial. For me, my abuse was both physical, emotional, and financial, and everything. But for some people, yes, Dina Manang, for some people, abuse is more emotional, spiritual or financially. They don't get beaten up, so we never see the scars, the bruises. So it's even harder to help people like that because we don't see it, right? It's up to them to, hey, Pharrell. Oops, I don't know what I did there. It's up to the victim to tell us what's going on behind the closed doors. Because if the abuser is not physically hurting them, then we will never know. Unless if you are a good, some people you can just tell that this person is not happy, something is going down, and maybe you ask them, like, are you okay? What's going on? Maybe they might open up depending on how close you are. But most victims, they find it hard to open up to their friends or someone they know. This is why we need to give them options and not to push on anyone in particular. Let them decide, because some may prefer to talk to a professional, someone they don't know. Some prefer to just talk to someone on the phone, not face to face. So what we can do, as a friend, we can just say, if you need to talk, I'm here. Whatever you decide, I'm on your side. When you say whatever you decide, you are meaning if you stay, we still be friends. If you leave, we still be friends. Just give them that assurance that whatever you decide, I'm going to be your friend no matter what, right? It just, sometimes that makes them open up to you, maybe later. But if you start, if you come up with, oh, you need to leave, you're stupid. Why would you stay with someone who beats you up? This is obvious, man. If you talk to them like that, that's it. You just pooped all over it. You can't help that person. They'll be thinking, see, this is why I don't want to tell people, because you're judging me. That's why it's important not to judge a victim, right? Like these people, I can't believe these comments I was just reading. For those who just joined us, I was just talking about a lady on one of the groups on Facebook. She's clearly crying for help. She is desperate. And she says, she's heartbroken. She wanted to kill herself. She's been married for 19 years. And the husband treats her like crap. And she had a stroke in 2016 and a heart attack in 2017. And he's still treating her bad. So she wants an advice, what she should do. Because she cries herself to sleep most of the time. She's desperate. She wanted to divorce him. Then I think she says here, where does he say? Oh, yeah. He controls everything. I was about to divorce him last year, but then decided not to. You see why? She's thinking about it. But then she comes back and thinks it's her fault. That's the main thing. That's what it is. It's either she's thinking that it's her fault, or she's just worried that what is she going to do if she doesn't have a job. We don't know much about this person. If she's not financially, or if she's not independent and she depending on the abuser, then that can stop her from divorcing, even if she wants to divorce him, right? So our sisters here, these are women who responded. They said that the fact that you want to kill yourself and leave your children because of him shows that you don't love your children, which I say, no, that's wrong. That's judging someone, and that's not helping. Basically, comments like this, we are just as bad as the abuser. Seriously. Because we are making her feel the same way the abuser is making her feel. Like she's stupid, she's nothing, she'll never be anybody, she's useless. Reading a comment like this when you're asking for help, it makes you feel sad. And we need to stop doing that. I mean, if you can't help, maybe don't comment on this, because it's social media, right? But you know, it can really affect somebody, because you're just adding salt to an injury, an open wound. That's what you're doing. That's not helping. And the other person says she becomes very angry with such nonsense story. She says this is nonsense. What advice does she really want from people? Because if we tell her to leave, it's exactly what she doesn't want to do. No, she wants to leave. You know, you don't get it. This woman wants out. She wants out. But she doesn't know what to do. That's why we need to tell them that there's shelters, there's domestic hotlines, there's this, there's that. You'll be surprised. Some people don't even know that you can actually get help. I attended a class, a domestic violence advocate class, 40 hours I did here in Houston. And I was shocked how much help is out there. They even give these people, domestic violence victims, kids, money every week until she gets a job. I think it's for 10 weeks or something like that. I didn't even know that. Of course, I knew there's shelters, but I didn't know that there's forms that you can fill. You can get a protective order from the police. You can do a lot of things. There's help out there. So this is the information that these people need to know. That's how you can help. But you don't push on the options that you're giving them. You just give them the information, then let them know that you are, accessible when it comes to emotional issues. You are there to talk, and you'll be available for your friend if it's your friend or your neighbor. You know, if you want to talk, and I'm there for you, whatever you decide. That's what you need to do. Then they will feel, they'll open up more. They can talk to you more. But if you are commenting like this, so what do you want us to tell you since you don't want to leave the marriage? Are you tied with ropes and chains there? No one will take you out of that jail except yourself. Please just continue staying there until death do your part. That was another comment from somebody else. Like, really? I mean, why would you talk to someone who is desperate, crying for help? Why would you say something like that to another sister? I kind of understand where these people are coming from, because to them, they've probably never been involved in domestic violence. And it's not making sense. Like, why would you stay with somebody who beats you up? Right? If you think of it, it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense if you really, really sit down and say, hold on a minute. So this is the 15th time he's beaten you up, but you're still there. Why can't you just leave? But then again, like I said earlier, the way victims think, if you were to get into their head, and I told you how I thought when I was in the same situation, and I didn't even listen to my sister when she was telling me that, this is not love, you need to leave, because he made me believe that I was the one in the wrong. I was the one messing about. I was the one not following his instructions. Hi, Ambuya Renia. Hi, my little sis. Ambuya Vadelis. Yeah, so we need to stop commenting on, if you don't have anything to say good, because you're messing with someone's emotions. This person is on the verge of killing themselves. She said she tried to kill herself one time. So don't come back and just add insult to injury. Because basically these comments, you are actually on the abuser's side. That's what you're doing, unknowingly. You don't know that you're doing it, but you're doing it because you're helping the abuser emotionally abuse this woman. you are giving the abuser leverage. Imagine you read this, then he comes and say, oh, you idiot, what, whatever he calls her, whatever, or maybe actually punches her, whatever. This is emotionally draining, the comments. Then the abuser is there to top it up. Or should I say, maybe you are topping it up. The abuser is the main guy who is really running the show. The abuser is running the show and you are busy topping it up by your hateful comments. So we need to be, when we comment on these social medias, people say, oh, social media is bad. Social media is not bad. It just brings the best out of you, whether it's the best or the bad, whatever you are. It just exposes you. Social media exposes people. This is you. This is how you're going to talk to another woman who's telling you that she wanted to kill herself. You're telling her she doesn't love her kids. You're telling this woman that is she tied to a rope and chain? Why can't she leave? You're telling her that just stay there until you die. That's an advice you are going to give another sister when she's crying for help, asking you if you can help with an advice because she's desperate. She wants to kill herself. She's had a heart attack. She's had a stroke, and the man is treating her bad. There's a better way of saying this. I know exactly what you guys mean when you say, oh, that's not the way to advise our sisters, please. So be mindful when we talk about domestic violence. It's a very, very sensitive issue. And I'm sure we all know that, and we know that it's real. Domestic violence doesn't choose race, color. Domestic violence doesn't care how educated you are. It doesn't care where you're from. It doesn't care what you look like. You could be drop dead gorgeous, but behind the door, it's a different story. You could be some director, some CEO of some company. Yeah, after work, when that door is closed, you never know what's going on behind the doors. So it don't matter who you are, where you're from, it doesn't matter. So domestic violence is real and it's here. So what we can do to help each other is to speak out, speak up, and give each other constructive advices, especially when somebody is begging and crying for help. Please don't tell them to go and just stay there. You're not tied to a rope. You are not this, you're not that. No. What they need is options of how can they get out. It's like you are stuck in a tunnel, and you are like tied in there. You want to get out, but you don't know how. To you, in your mind, it's like you're stuck. It's scary. Do you know that feeling or thought of, I'm stuck, I can never get out of this. This is it. I'm done. That's how these people feel. 24/7. They are stuck. They can't get out. So they need somebody to come and say, look, I've been there. Like for me, that's why I'm sharing my story. Because I thought I was stuck at one time. I thought, this is it. I'm done. This is my life. That's why I'm sharing my story, so that I can ignite that thing in their mind that says, well, so she was able, akatsugunyuka, she came out, right? This is why it's important. We need to make them feel that, you know what, this is not the end of the end of everything, end of your life. But we can't do that if we are going to pass comments like wakasungirirwa ne rope here, udivana vako, no. Ngatitaure nema options. What can I do kuti nditsukunyuke? What can I do ndibude mtunnel? That's what I want to hear as a domestic violence victim. Okay? That's what we need to do. Stop commenting negative comments on social media. Social media is here to stay. It's real. People are getting help from people they don't even know. Yes, ambuya muri boy, ambuya Jane. Yeah, ambuya ngani chiverenga in issue that was a lady that said, she doesn't know where to start from. She's heartbroken and she's married for 19 years. She wanted to kill herself. The husband is just treating her like crap, and she had a heart attack and a stroke because of all this stress. She actually had a heart surgery. But the man has not changed. He's still treating her bad. So she's desperate. So that's what I'm talking about. That's why I wanted to discuss this. Because three sisters, there's hundreds of comments. I couldn't, I printed three. I just printed three out here so I can read them out. It's in exactly the way these people commented. They said because she wants to, murume saka una basa nevana vako. Mwakati hanzi nyaya yauri kutaura in nonsense because unoziva kuti tichakudza kuti ibva hausuda kubva saka like you're wasting our time uchitaura nyaya yako yekuti you're being treated bad and all that stuff. Umwe ati hanzi izvo and just continue staying there until death do you part because hausuda kubva because tichakutaura kuti ibva. But what they don't realize is they are not helping. I need a solution, right? Ndikakuvunza kuti sadza rinobikwa sei, ukangondipa recipe, right? Usinganditaura kuti saka upfu hwacho unotengwa kupi, roughly unoita mari. You have to, you need everything. You need the all information so so that you can see a big picture. That's the help they need. So people just think, oh, well, you cannot grow away, you are over 4 or 5 times or heart surgery. That there should make you live. That there should make you live. But I was just telling them that, you know what, in it, one time I actually thought it was my fault. That's why I mamiswa. And I actually believed him. That's why I didn't tell anyone, because I was fighting for my marriage. I didn't want anybody to know. And I was scared of people like this. Vachani jaja. You know what I'm saying? This is why people don't tell us what's going on, because we come back and actually just make it worse by our comments, our comments that are hateful. I think a lot of mothers love their kids. She's probably staying like this person who said, oh, you wanted to kill yourself for your husband, it means you don't love your children. She's probably staying because of her children. In her mind, she's thinking, I'm doing this for my children. Right? Then you turn around and tell her that, no, you don't love your children. That's why you're staying. Because tikakutaura kuti ibva hove. Futi kamsadaro. Please don't comment like that, because social media is actually good. I love social media because I wish I had something like this in 1987. When? 87. That's where the beating started. I wish I had something like this. I could listen. I'm sure I could have left a little bit earlier than the 2.5 years. But I still did good, 2.5 years. This lady is talking of 19 years of torture. 19. Imagine. 19 years. It's a long time. It happens. I've heard people who divorce 30 years after. And they say, yeah, he's been beating me up once, twice a week. It's real, domestic violence. It's real and it's everywhere. So my message to you, guys, everybody, let's try to help each other by positive comments, not blaming, because the moment you say, even as a victim, the moment you say to me, why can't you leave? You already judged me. That there, you are judging me. So you think I'm stupid? You think I don't know that I'm supposed to leave? Do you know why I'm not leaving? There's lots of reasons. I don't have a job. He said, if I leave, I'll kill you. But I didn't tell you, so you don't know that. This is why you shouldn't judge me. He said, if you ever leave me, you'll never see your children again. If you leave me, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to go to your family and I'm going to kill everybody. Like here in diaspora, when they put it, I'll shoot everybody. And they'll do it. You hear these stories all the time. They will do it. So imagine, I don't want Dinzarese Kuchirishudwe, so I'll just stay. Right? Or you'll never see your kids again. Who doesn't want to see their kids again? So I'll just stay. Maybe I didn't marry, I don't have a job. How am I going to support myself and the kids if he lets me take the kids? Which most of the time they let the kids go with their mother. How am I going to support my kids? So I stay. So then you come around and say, oh, why can't you just leave? Why can't you leave? You know. This is a good reason for you to leave. This is a good... We don't get it. We are not getting it. Give them options, right? Don't push anyone in particular, those options that you give them. Let them decide. Your job is to assure them that you are emotionally accessible, you are available, and you will support them no matter what their decision. That's your main thing. Listen to them. Don't judge them. Don't say, oh, you need to leave tomorrow. You need to leave this. No. Give them, what do you call it? Like a plan for their exit. If you ever decide to leave, this is the plan. You need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. But you're not saying you need to leave next month. No, you don't. Let them decide. It's up to the victim to make their mind and decide. Right? You give them the plan. If you know somebody who they can talk to, give them the phone number. Give them the options. They need options. Give them options. And always listen to them. Don't tell them, oh, you're still there. Oh, I thought you'd be leaving. Oh, we said you're going to leave last week. How come you're still there? That's all judging. Don't judge your friend, neighbor, co-worker. They need your help. Seriously. They need your help. It's, you feel crippled when you're a domestic violence victim. Very, very crippled. You see, what's confusing about domestic violence is it happens between loved ones. And it happens behind closed doors. That's why it's so disturbing, domestic violence. It's so disturbing and it's confusing, especially for people who've never been involved. They don't get it. They do not get it. But everything that is happening behind closed doors. And when the abuser steps out, it's like, I don't think, that's a lie. That's what he did. He does that to his wife. You'll be shocked. Those people, when they're out there, oh my God, they are nice. They are really, really nice, friendly, even to the neighbors. They are lovely, they are friendly, and they'll do whatever it takes to help other people out there. But when it comes to the person who they say, they love, I don't know, something, I guess it's about control, power. They want to be in power, control. They just treat them like crap. And I guess they feel comfortable because the door is locked, And they know we are not going to tell anyone anyway. That's why it's even better for the abuser, because the chances are the woman will not tell anyone because they want people to say, everything is going good, posting pictures on social media. Hi, me and Bear akakuruwa last night. Saka Bear anotoziaka kuti I don't have to worry about anything. She's got me covered. She will never tell anyone. You won't even tell your best friend. But then again, I understand why victims don't, because I've been a victim before. Because your best friend is going to mouth, some best friends, they have big mouth. They go around telling everybody your business. And we don't like that. Right? Which is actually an advantage for the abuser, because nobody's going to know. Just keep it doing whatever he's doing, beating you up, taking all your money, doing whatever he's got to do. It's sad, but it's true, and confusing and disturbing. That's why people say, why can't she just leave? It's like, you can tell the face of people when you're talking, like at work. It's like, oh, did you hear about this woman? This happened to her. Da, 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 da. Why can't she just leave? They're shrugging their shoulders like this. Why can't she just leave? Like, is he stupid? And I don't say much, at work. Like, I'll just look at them thinking, girl, if you've been a victim, you would understand. But you don't get it. Yeah, they don't. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I was really, really hurt. I did send a message to this person. I don't even know who it is. But I usually send messages if I read something like this. I will send messages that, if they want to talk to me more, I can talk to them about my story, what I went through, and what was going through my mind. At least maybe they can relate, if I tell them my story in detail. Maybe they will relate, and hopefully I can help them. So, yeah, I always send a message like, Heidi, inbox me, we can talk. So that's what I do. So I read a lot of comments on, and problems a lot on different groups, of course, about what they are going through. And it's like, my story happened 31 years ago. And it seems to be actually getting worse. It is getting worse. Domestic violence. Yeah. You would think that I shouldn't be talking about domestic violence 31 years later, right? Especially in diaspora. But boy, in diaspora it's worse. It's worse in diaspora. But, that's why I want to continue sharing my story, talking about it. Hopefully, I will get to someone and somebody will say, wow, she's talking sense. That makes sense. And they can maybe get some help and run with their life. So, we'll talk again tomorrow, maybe. Oh, actually, let me tell you, yesterday I wanted to go live but Facebook blocked me for 24 hours. So what I did, I don't know if you guys know Gertrude Mache. She's her story curator. She's from New Zealand, Zimbabwean from New Zealand. So she's in Zimbabwe right now. So she was feeding some kids there in Zimbabwe, and they were going to clear some dirt, and there's litter everywhere. So she was she was live doing that, and I thought, oh, this will be good. Let me share this to all. I picked only Zimbabweans groups because of course I knew that you guys will be interested, because it's talking about our Zimbabwe. So I guess I went crazy trying to share the live on different groups. Like I'll go to Mvenge, Paushamari, just Zimbabwean groups. So I think I overdid it, or somebody reported me when I did it. I probably did it twice to one group, and they said it's inappropriate or something. I don't know what happened, so I was blocked. So I was going to do this live yesterday. Then today I was going to do another live about a different story. But I got blocked for 24 hours. So yeah, that's what happened. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. And I hope this reached somebody, and somebody's going to get some help if they're in an abusive relationship, because nobody needs to put up with abuse. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel. If I did it, you can too. Bye.